On the I-58, a submarine captained by Commander Hashimoto, a young Kaiten pilot wrote a letter just before his torpedo was launched into Guam.
The day of decisive action, together with 3 other men on board, has arrived. We are all well and in good spirits. The moon is pale and the stars sparse and distant. For the sake of our great country, we have come to the place appointed. Only 22 years of life, and it is now just like a dream. The meaning of life will be shown today. Great Japan is the land of the gods. Hereafter, no matter, there will be thousands and tens of thousands of boys. Let us get away from the petty affairs of this earthly and mundane life to the land where righteousness reigns, supreme and eternal.
Ironically, despite their fearsome speed and psychological threat, the Kaitens were a military failure. Though dozens were launched, only 2 claimed definite sinkings. Other incidents remain the subject of speculation.
My feet slipped out from under me, and then I knew the ship was gone. Not until that time did I ever think that it was going to sink. A ship that size, sink that quickly, was just impossible.
I believe that the Indianapolis sank so fast because she was hit by 3 Kaitens.
Returning from secretly delivering parts for the Hiroshima bomb, the USS Indianapolis chanced upon Hashimoto's I-58. She became the largest U.S. ship sunk by submarine, and Hashimoto's only major kill.
And he said he was so sure he would sink it that he didn't want to use Kaitens. That is baloney. You see a big target, you use the best weapon you've got, and you don't say, oh, I can sink it, no problem. No way. You hope you can do it, and you do your best. So I have no doubt that he fired his Kaitens.
I was probably within 50 feet of the ship. I hadn't gotten very far, and the ship was standing on its nose, and I watched it go till it was completely out of sight. And it just dropped like a rock. One of the propellers was still turning, and it dropped very fastly. Probably didn't take over 5 or 6 seconds for it to disappear the last 150, 200 feet of the ship.
Great Japan is determined to win. The decisive battle has sprung onto the enemy's territory. May the spirits of the departed in heaven witness our fight to the bitter end.
American submariners shut the door on Japan. The war against Japan was won. Japan was finished before those 2 terrible atomic weapons were dropped upon the Japanese islands.
I personally wish we had not dropped the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The fact is, we really didn't need to. The Japanese were trying to surrender.
Destroyed Hiroshima was scrawled, "A present for the souls of the Indianapolis crew."
This is a true jewel-point submarine. Submersible, can go around the world submerged. We could only go 13 hours before we had a surface for fresh air.
For these veteran submariners, the wartime experience endures. A glimpse of today's nuclear submarine brings an echo of their own past.
I had 2 roommates at submarine school in 1942, and Mel Phillips right here. I was lost on the gray back. And I always come up when I come here and say a little prayer and remember Mel. And over here on the trigger, Johnny Sixfish. And it's our legacy, hoping that your generation and succeeding generations won't forget people like this.
What submarine now is on? The USS Hunter. One of the highest decorated skippers we had, too. We had the Congressional Medal of Honor, 4 Navy Crosses, Distinguished Service Cross from MacArthur. They're using his tactics today at some of their submarine exercises. He was a good boy. But you got to remember, too, we were all kids. What, 19, 18, 19? That's all we were. But I'd do it all over again. Take care.
Thank you.